This is really important news and actually really great for our industry, and I will explain why. Mastercard joins with Paxos to help banks offer crypto trading. So they basically want to partner with Paxos and offer crypto, or I guess a crypto source program that will help banks offer trading to users, allowing folks to buy, hold, sell cryptocurrency. And it also looks like Mastercard is going to deal with all of the regulatory compliance, provide AML, KYC, identity monitoring services. And the thing that I think that is great about this is I feel like crypto companies don't necessarily have enough funding to really fight against the SEC or ask for what type of... They have a hard time dealing with compliance because the SEC doesn't give these types of guidelines. But when you have a big company like Mastercard behind them, I feel like this is going to help get some kind of push in the right direction. However, one thing I am curious about is if they are going to offer like FDIC insurance and how that will work. I want to toss this over to Will for a very sassy and spicy take.
Sassy and spicy on Monday morning talking about Mastercard. You're not going to get that today. Indeed. It was good to see you again. Yeah, this is Road to Boring. I wish Adam was on the show today. I wish he could maybe boot Zach off, get Adam on here today. We need to talk about the boring stuff. And it is boring, right? It's Paxos just holding someone else's Bitcoin. It's not exciting. And the Kanye story, that's exciting. It is important, though, like Zach noted off the top. Like, this is what brings people into crypto. There's a lot of latecomers. People came for the fun and the hacks earlier. Now we're getting the boring stuff. And that's what happens during a bear market. Mastercard has been involved with crypto for a few years now. There's some great Danny Nelson scoops in the past about Mastercard getting involved with crypto. And now they're doing the boring stuff. They're getting Paxos involved. Paxos is a noted stablecoin provider. They also work with a lot of different regulators in order to provide like the most robust stablecoin solution in a lot of people's minds. Not an ad, but I mean, they have a pretty good offering right now. I think that's why Mastercard is going towards them. Zach, I'll throw it up to you.
Yeah, they also help PayPal get into space. Don't forget, man. Paxos is like unsexy but hella important in my opinion. We did a profile of Chad Cascarilla back in like 2020 on like the most influential list, and he was sort of like, you know, that fintech whisperer, right? This is a long time Bitcoiner guy who's been doing all sorts of stuff dating way back. There's some good stories in that piece. Go check it out. But the fact that he has the ear of some of these big giant financial brands is absolutely worth noting, and continues them sort of racking up some wins on that front, right? It's not splashy. It's not sexy. Maybe it's not, you know, all that, I don't know, interesting to the Bitcoin OGs. But in terms of getting these big financial brands to take that first step, and then that second step, and then even potentially more down the crypto rabbit hole, Paxos has had a pretty good track record of doing that. So it's certainly worth noting that Mastercard is going to be doing this in a pretty meaningful way. But it's also to Jen for her thoughts on this one for sure.
Wendy, I need to update you. The road to boring is also an exciting one. So don't be too thrown off by what? Will said there. Yeah, it is an exciting but boring road to the end. So for me, this story comes back to trust, right? We talk about how we're going to get people into crypto. We have all of these headlines that make people read them and think like, number one, I don't want to lose my money. Number two, I don't want to go to jail. And, you know, a lot of people still trust their banks, whether they should or not. That is up for debate. A lot of people trust MasterCard. They know if their MasterCard gets stolen, they're going to get their money back. They know that their banks have their back if something should happen to their bank account. And so I just think this makes total sense if we want people to trust the industry, to have these brands that have spent so long building that trust with their consumers to come in. So Wendy, I'm with you. This is an exciting road to boring.
I don't think the story talked about any type of like FDIC insurance. And I think that part is going to be immensely important, especially with all the recent exchange drama we've had, because I know that some exchanges do offer like FDIC insurance, but it has to be the cash that they have in their bank reserves. But a lot of the terms of services didn't correctly display that in language people understood. So I don't know. I think this is absolutely great. And I think that this will help with the next bull run. I don't think it'll bring in the next bull run, but I think it's very, very good. And I'm excited to see, because MasterCard has the capital, again, to figure out what type of regulatory compliance needs to be done.
I think that time aspect is key, because like this is not entirely dissimilar from what NYDIG had put all of its, eggs in its basket around, right? And we saw what happened there. Like they were cut, like 33% of their staff because that bet sort of went wrong in the short term. So I think again, for the teams that can build for a longer time horizon, maybe by the next time that this is of interest to the mass market, Mastercard is there to help these banks get into the game a bit sooner than they had been previously able to. So that to me is like potentially quite interesting if that's what this ultimately enables.